Hello, and welcome to Introduction to American Government. I am your fearless leader through this exciting adventure, Professor Nosum. No, that is not my real name. But the university I work for would be unhappy, perhaps, if they found out I was giving away the content of the class that I get paid to teach free to a wider audience. But I want to pass it on to a wider audience, so tough noogies to them. Um, so what we're going to be doing, essentially, is I'm going to be teaching my Introduction to American Government class and posting it on the web. This is the first lesson. So when you're doing a class on Introduction to American Government, it makes sense to start off with asking the first basic fundamental question. What is government? Well, there are tons and tons of definitions out there. I'm not going to give you them all. I'm going to provide a more classic understanding, a traditional definition. Now, this definition might shock some of you, but we'll see. Here we go. Here's the definition. Government is the sole institution which holds the legitimate use of force. Yeah, government is the sole institution that holds the legitimate use of force. So let's break this down and think about this a little bit. Let's say you're driving in a city, trying to get from school back home, and and in your city there is no government. How would the driving be different in that case than in the case of where there is a government? Well, chances are, if there's no government, you're going to want to be a lot more careful when driving because you know there are other people who are not going to be careful. You're going to have people who ignore speed limits. They're going to drive fast. They're going to drive recklessly. They're going to ignore basic courtesy on the road. You won't have stoplights. If there are stoplights, they won't be deterred by them. It's going to be chaos. Now, why would it be chaos if there's no government? But once there is a government, people behave themselves. At least they behave themselves better on the road. Well, the answer is the government can punish them if they act crazy on the road. Government has the use of force and has been given to them legitimately by us or by somebody. So people behave themselves on the road. They obey the traffic laws because they're afraid of getting a ticket from a cop. Now this brings up another point. Can I, college professor, give you a ticket for speeding? Answer, no, I can't. However, a cop can. That's because the cop is a representative of the government, which is the sole institution that holds the legitimate use of force. Now, I realize for most of you this sounds like just sort of an odd definition. You don't really think about the government doing this stuff. Well, this is a very basic definition. This is a minimalistic definition. Most of the debates in politics deal with questions of beyond this basic police function, what else should the government do? Now, in the rest of this course, not just this talk, which is going to end very soon, but throughout the rest of the course, there's going to be a focus, and this is going to be part of the big deal of what we're talking about. What should the government be doing? Both in a theoretical sense and in the context of the United States specifically. So I hope you tune in for future exciting editions of Intro to American Government. That is all for today, and I hope you tune back in very soon. This is Professor Nosum signing out.